Anne Herzog is a French artist living and working between Iceland and France. I recently caught up with her about developments in her work, and I put myself on the line to do half this interview in French because I could tell that she was having some difficulty expressing herself as fully as she can in French. So, for those of you who enjoy French and understand French, you can hear her speak very well about her work, and you can hear me speak poorly. But in English, I think it balances out if you understand both languages. Thank you for listening in once again to the Bees and Honey, and have a great week. What I love about Anchor is that it's given me creative control of my own material. I was approached by a big company to do a podcast about the art world, and I didn't want to sign over all rights to them. Anchor has allowed me to make this podcast and to keep creative control as well as financial control in terms of advertising. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free. You can use it on your phone or your computer. There are tools that help you to upload your recordings that you've done separately or on the app. They'll distribute it for you as well, which again, I couldn't wrap my mind around distribution, and they have it all there for you in one place: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and many more. You can easily make money from it as well. They help you advertise. As you can see right now, I'm getting my first ad out through Anchor. And all you have to do is download the app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Good luck with your podcast and getting your voice out there and owning your content. Hi, Anne. How are you?
Hi, Nicolette. I'm fine. And you?
Good. So tell me where you are now. I know you work between Iceland and France. Are you in France now?
Yes, I'm in France now. And I live in Normandy.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about the town that you live in, about the village?
Yes, I live in a city. It's called Cherbourg.
Mm-hmm.
It was famous because of the movie Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, the umbrella of Cherbourg.
Oh, yes, that was a movie.
Yes.
Yes. And is that where you grew up?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen you for a while. We haven't spoken for a while, and now both of our lives are full with work and babies. Tell us about how you combine both of your lives. How old is your daughter now?
My daughter is 3 years old.
Mm-hmm. And how do you combine art and motherhood?
Actually, I'm going to make my work. I'm doing some artwork in Iceland, and then I just go like for a few weeks, and then I ask my babysitter to look after my daughter, and then I
Mm-hmm.
come back. Yeah, usually I go just like 1 week, and then I go 1 week in Iceland, and then I come back.
Right. And you mentioned something about your grandmother, or the baby's grandmother helping out. Is that your mom? Your mother?
No, it's just I got a job to work in the school like in the beginning of March, and I'm going to move to Lisieux, and my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother lives there.
Ah, okay. So your the baby's grandmother lives in another city, not where you are.
Yeah, my daughter lives. She lives in the same city as I am, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to move to a new place in March. Uh,
Right.
to work
And
in
so
the.
what in Deauville, is that it?
Yeah, it's close to. And yeah, I'm going to teach some art class in near Deauville too.
Yes, the city where the American Film Festival happens every September, I think you said.
Yes.
Right. And tell us a little bit about uh, your recent trip to Iceland. What did you work on while you were there?
I went to Snaeffelness. It's a glacier in the west
Mm-hmm.
part of Iceland,
Mm-hmm.
and I did few trainings into. It used to be a U.S. Military base, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's a hotel. Um, and when I was there, I did some drawings about the landscape and about mm, some kind of mystical, visionary picture.
Ah, okay. Um, and you did drawings there, or what did you do exactly? What form did the artwork take?
I took some picture with a film camera,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then I draw with ink on paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning to go back, but not at the same place. Just around Snaeffelness, but um, in the next spring.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. And what are your plans in general? Oh, but you know what? Before we get to that, tell us a little bit about what you just mentioned about the idea of this visionary mystical atmosphere near Snaeffelness. Like, where does that whole idea of it being a visionary and mystical place come from?
Just by walking in the landscape. When I went there, I felt it was very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm planning to make a new movie with Super 8 cameras and
Mm-hmm.
to capture the invisible things.
Ah, okay. Well, what are the stories and legends in that region in Iceland? Can you tell us a little bit what those stories and legends are? I know you said something that it was a place for meditation for Irish monks before the Vikings came to Iceland.
Yes, where I was last November, it was a place for meditation for Irish monk. Yeah, before the Viking came, and after, yeah, it was a lot of stories about the glacier and like shamans and hidden people. Um, and yeah, sometimes I draw it.
Mm-hmm. And you said the glacier is famous because of the novel by Jules Verne, Travel to the Center of the Earth.
Yes, um, Yeah, Jules Verne wrote the book Travel to the Center of the Earth in 1864, but it's a fiction.
Right.
Maybe.
So you said the stuff that you do there on the volcano is a sort of performance. Since 2005, you've been going back and doing art there on a regular basis. Can you tell us how the whole performance thing works? Is it the act of going there, the drawing on the paper, all of the above, the filmmaking, stuff like that?
Yes. Well, I like to walk in the nature,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to do hitchhiking, and making a documentary sometimes about people, and or just like make a documentary on paper, like
Mm-hmm.
um and yeah, like Richard Long, he say there is no work without no work, no walk.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the fact that I'm walking in the nature is is a performance, and I like to draw and paint and videotape around the mountain.
Yes. Well, tell us about the films that you've done. Like you did a movie about Susan Sontag, for example. Tell us about the film work.
Yes, I did a movie about Susan Sontag. She went to visit the glacier in 2005, and
Il est 10 heures.
It's okay.
it's my computer.
Yeah.
Susan Sontag went to visit the glacier, and she wrote in the New York Times it was a supernatural place.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a lake under the glacier, and I wrote a text about Susan Sontag in the ground. It was no water in the lake, and after the water came, and it was nothing. Or and then I videotaped it. It's a piece of land art.
Right.
And then last year I went to Atlesander. It's a small village near Snaeffelness. And I went to the lava desert, and I talked to the island people, and I asked them what they think about the volcano, and I know what the answer are, but I just record the picture.
Yes, yes. And what about the books that you have published? I know you have some work in books. Can you tell us about the book with Matthias Egler, the PhD student?
Yes. Yeah, I'm publishing the book with Matthias Egler. He's a PhD student, and it's about the glacier Snaeffelness.
Mm-hmm.
There is many writers who wrote book, and the book is about like 350 pages, and Thierry Tunnel, a teacher at the University of Iceland, who is writing about the invisible force. inside the Snaeffelness
Mm-hmm.
and Arni Hjartarson and Gudmundsson, a volcanologist and historian, and they are writing about the Singing Cave. The Singing Cave is a cave inside the mountain
Mm-hmm.
where Bardur Snaeffelness
Mm-hmm.
he was a shaman, and in the 17th century he went there to live there.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also Lilia Palsdottir, an archaeologist. Herman Jakobsen is a teacher in medieval Icelandic literature at the University of Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander Bauer, an art historian. Regina Jonke, who is writing about literature and the glacier. Anna Edlinger, who is talking about movie and Snaefellsjökull. Haraldur Sigurðsson, a volcanologist, who is writing about art and Snaefellsjökull. And me, I'm writing a chapter about all my work since 2004 about the glacier.
Right, and you're the only artist in the book.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm gonna ask another kind of it's a very obvious question, I guess, but somehow I don't know what's happening with your exhibition schedule. So when is the next exhibition that we could expect to see your work?
I have a solo exhibition in Iceland into
Mm-hmm.
art next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have other exhibition plans, but I'm not sure about it, so I will just.
Okay. Yeah, and I will look at it again in the context of New York, where you could probably have something showing here soon. I'm gonna say goodbye now, but I'm bonjour Anne.
Bonjour.
Cela fait longtemps que l'on ne s'est pas parlé. Désormais, nos vies sont remplies par les enfants et le travail. Dis-nous comment tu combines le fait d'être maman, le travail et ton travail d'artiste.
Alors, lorsque je suis en vacances, je vais en Islande pour fabriquer des œuvres.
Mm-hmm.
Et sinon, lorsque je travaille à l'école, et ben, quand je suis en vacances, en fait, je vais en Islande pour fabriquer des œuvres et je laisse ma fille à ma babysitter.
Ah, ok. Et décris-nous ton récent voyage en Islande. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait et qu'est-ce que tu projettes de faire avec les nouvelles œuvres?
Alors, je suis allée en Islande en novembre 2019 et je suis allée dans une ancienne caserne militaire américaine rénovée en hôtel.
Mm-hmm.
Et là-bas, j'ai dessiné avec de l'encre le paysage et des animaux fantastiques, ainsi que des visions surréalistes de la montagne.
Oui. Et raconte-nous les légendes décrites dans ton travail. Qu'est-ce que le Snaeffelness?
Alors le Snaeffelness, c'est une péninsule de 80 kilomètres dont le Snaefellsjökull se situe à l'extrémité.
Mm-hmm.
Le Snaefellsjökull, c'est un volcan de 1446 mètres
Mm-hmm.
qui a été célèbre par la nouvelle de Jules Verne, Voyage au centre de la Terre, écrite en 1864.
Mm-hmm. Et aussi les mythologies autour de la montagne. Qu'est-ce que les gens qui habitent là-bas disent sur le Snaeffelness?
Les gens de la région du Snaeffelness croient en l'esprit de Bardour. C'est un
Mhm,
chaman qui a vécu au XVIIe siècle
mhm,
et qui se serait réfugié dans une cave, la Singing Cave, Sandgetlir, en islandais.
mhm, mhm,
Et, et donc ce chaman, il avait beaucoup d'enfants. Il y a une de ses enfants qui est partie sur un iceberg aux États-Unis.
mhm,
Et récemment, j'étais en résidence d'artiste. Enfin, j'ai un ami qui m'a prêté sa maison, qui
mhm.
est une ancienne ferme où le chaman aurait vécu pendant sa vie.
Ah, fascinante. Tu dessines surtout sur du papier. Pourquoi?
Lorsque je voyage en stop autour de la montagne, généralement je fais du camping et j'aime bien marcher dans la nature et escalader le glacier et bref, je m'encombre pas avec des choses trop lourdes, alors généralement je prends du papier et de l'encre.
Ah, parfait. Décris-nous les films que tu as réalisés ces dernières années.
Alors j'ai réalisé un film à propos de Susan Sontag.
Mhm,
C'est un film où j'écris un texte dans un lac desséché à propos
mhm,
de Susan Sontag et c'est une œuvre de land art.
mhm.
Et après l'eau monte et efface tout. Et Susan Sontag a visité le glacier en 2005. Elle écrivait dans le New York Times que c'était
Ah,
l'endroit d'un pèlerinage secret et un endroit surnaturel.
bon. Et l'autre film sur Snaeffelness?
Oui, j'ai été à Etlisandur il y
Mhm,
a euh, en mai l'année dernière.
mhm,
Et, j'ai été dans le désert de lave et j'ai interviewé les roches, les êtres cachés qui vivent dans les pierres anthropomorphiques du volcan.
hmm. Et parle-nous du livre que tu vas publier.
Oui, je vais publier un livre de 350 pages avec Mathias Egeler sur le Snaefellsjökull. Et il y a
Mhm,
d'autres auteurs tels que Árni Hjartarson, Guðmundur Guðmundsson, Elia Pálsdóttir, Arman Jakobsson, Regina Jönkvist, Anna Eglinger, Haraldur Sigurdsson, David Tunnel, des volcanologies scientifiques, historiens de l'art, qui ont écrit à propos de la montagne Snæfellsjökull.
wow. Et tu es le seul artiste dans le livre.
Oui, je suis la seule artiste dans le livre.
Wow. Parfait. Et
Ouais.
parle-nous de tes récentes expositions et de tes expositions futures. Qu'est-ce
Oui,
que tu
alors
vas faire? Mhm,
je vais réaliser une exposition dans une galerie en Islande l'année prochaine. C'est
mhm.
une exposition personnelle à propos du Snæfellsjökull.
Ah. Et euh, tu as, euh, Tu as fait des expositions dans les musées aussi dans le passé. Dis-nous quelque chose de cette exposition.
Oui, j'ai exposé au musée de Trinidad et Tobago à la Canada.
Mhm,
Et sinon, j'ai exposé aussi au Hippie Museum à New York.
mhm,
Et aussi au musée Asie, Paris. Aussi au
mhm,
musée du patrimoine islandais à Reykjavik.
mhm,
Euh, au Chelsea Hotel ensemble.
mhm,
Et aussi, j'ai exposé au Centre d'art de Hérouville-Saint-Clair en Normandie, au McVal,
mhm,
au musée de Val-de-Marne à Paris.
mhm.
Et là, j'ai demandé au musée Guggenheim si je pouvais faire une expo personnelle, mais j'ai pas encore la réponse.
Ah, parfait. Merci pour le temps, pour avoir fait ce moment de échanger des idées et des infos de ta vie. Et merci pour tous et bonne chance avec tout ce que tu vas faire.
Merci, bonne chance.
Ok, à tout à l'heure.
À tout à l'heure. Bonne chance.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Bees and Honey podcast. Somehow, the last 3 or 4 podcasts have been involving French artists or French people. So somehow it's made itself the French section. Next week, we have another French artist living in America who has just done a graphic novel. And I really applaud this artist because he works in different media across different genres. He does everything from music, writing, drawing, painting. He's really a great artist, and I'm happy to introduce him to you next week.